That's the one!
Hello, everyone, and we're live. This is the best podcast we got. I'm Justin.
And I'm Steven.
And today we're going to be talking about the apocalypse.
Yes.
Is it now? Is it going to happen in a few months? Maybe a few years? We don't know. We don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm just like dead. My head. Just like, how did they...
I don't
have
know.
to speak now. Oh, God.
I forgot how to talk.
Oh. Great intro, by the way. That was good. I liked it.
Thank you. Thank you.
While in these weird times of possible apocalyptic scenarios, we decided to talk about all the other great apocalypse theories and, ways that the Earth can end.
Yeah. Yeah, so, we're gonna talk a wide range about apocalypse, some apocalypse movies, and obviously we're gonna bring up some coronavirus stuff. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we're gonna start it off. I'm gonna give you a quick definition of what an apocalypse is. It's the complete and final destruction of the world, as described in biblical books of Revelation. And another definition that I found online was an event involving destruction or damage in a catastrophic scale. On a catastrophic scale.
Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the second one is more generic and it obviously has much more application. The first one, obviously, I think probably it all started like apocalypse from biblical text.
Yeah, hearing from religion and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, so the big ones that people often talk about are, from text are usually like Mayan or Judgment Day, which is the Bible.
Yeah, and I think they had like the trumpets rang and then the four horsemen came and all this other shit.
Yeah. So in the Bible, all those on earth will go to three places, right? They're going to either go to hell, heaven, or purgatory. And those who are in purgatory will be released to heaven for the final battle.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. I never heard that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was doing some research on it and I found that out. So that kind of gives heaven like a bonus.
Right? So if you're in the middle, they'll just let you in. But I'm sure hell would let you in too if you were on the set.
Well, I mean, hell's on. It's going to be hell on earth.
It's going to be Earth. So everyone.
Earth is the battlefield.
Oh, Earth is the battlefield.
So when Jesus comes, you only have a couple years to figure it out.
Well, I think before that is the rapture, right? Isn't that when all the faithful...
the rapture happens after Jesus is already here.
Yeah.
So it's like Jesus is here,
so
and then in 5-10 years from now, you better be ready because that's when everyone's getting put on their sides.
You better start repenting and really getting with the good book.
Well, whatever side you think is going to win. That's what side you want to be on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess he comes on there, he starts recruiting his people, and
then the Antichrist is around, right? Because then he's trying to pull everyone away from Jesus.
Yeah, he's trying to be a false prophet.
Yeah.
He's trying to pretend to be like a Jesus, but he's not. Jesus comes in with his Rambo sash of
Rambo
sash, 50 cal.
See, I don't know, man. I think the Antichrist would definitely be more cooler, more entertaining. He's like, hey guys, no sex before marriage. That was Jesus coming over. We gotta be good to everybody. The fucking Antichrist is like, nah, fuck that guy. We're gonna do all this other shit. You wanna do a lot of coke? Some weird shit.
Yeah, I guess in this, the last judgment, the whole point seems to be that there's a final battle.
Yeah.
And I mean, it seems cool, but it's everyone who lives here on Earth kind of gets fucked.
Yeah, we're pretty much just screwed because you got these two supernatural celestial beings, and then their minions and army, and then we're stuck in the middle. Yeah. But I guess we're kind of we're made almost forced to choose a side at that point. So. Yeah. But either way,
it's kind of chosen for us. That's what it seems like in the text. It's like some people go to hell, some people go to heaven, and then other people go to purgatory, and then those guys in purgatory just go to heaven.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's the short version, the Cliff Notes.
Only if you pray for their souls.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure though, if you were like pro Satan, on Earth, like you know,
you're probably going to hell.
Yeah, you were gonna go to hell anyway. You chose to go to hell, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah. Except for
the guy who like really wasn't into Satan and like he was just really a good guy.
That's a weird conversation, right? He gets
like, how did I end up here? I was like, I'm in the Church of Satan. I mean, I clean up the parks and stuff and do. I drive a Prius.
Volunteer at the homeless shelter. And then he's all pissed off. He's like, "Oh, I didn't mean to go to heaven. I want to go to hell." Well, you were just such a nice guy. You didn't imply.
Yeah, he didn't want you.
No, you're too nice.
Satan didn't want you there. I don't know. I don't think you belong.
Well, actually, I think I heard that Satan and the devil are kind of different. They're like two different characters. Because the devil is like Baphomet or something like that is his real name, and like he's the guy in hell. He's the one that really, really the devil. Like he's the one that tortures people. But Satan was like a not quite that bad, but he's still the ruler of hell.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like it was weird because they were really the people I would listen to seemed like they were pro Satan, so maybe they were like kind of giving him a more positive spin on shit. But
yeah, I guess in Christianity there's like multiple like differing outcomes to what happens after the final battle. Like apparently in the Catholic believe that after the last judgment the universe itself is renewed along with Earth. There's a new Earth, a new universe, everything is like all reset. So
is the battle like, is that like whatever happened, whoever wins? I mean the devil can't really win, right?
Well, it's like a more pure Earth. Right. A more pure universe.
Because they expelled all the evil. So they get to begin anew. And
the Eastern Orthodox believe that it's just a different, like, so it's the same place, but everything just becomes different.
So let me ask you, in your research, does anything actually hinge on who wins, or is God always going to win?
It seems as though it's made to believe that heaven just automatically wins, I think.
Maybe it's just because, like, God's just trying to root all the evil out. Yeah. Like in the war, like you chose that side. It seems like
Satan doesn't have a chance. Like he was just like an old archangel, so he's not as strong, as powerful as God.
What he is really, if it comes down to it, he's like Narc.
Yeah.
He just shows up on Earth. They get all the evil people that come out of the cave thinking they're going to win this battle. Like, hey guys, and then come to find out, nah, Jesus is my boy. I just was rooting out you evil bastards. Yeah.
Yeah, this battle was always lopsided from the
beginning. Everything was set up the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's but I mean the Mayans, they made this elaborate calendar that obviously went to 2012 and it ended, and people had two schools of thought on that. It was going to be the end of the world or a new time.
The beginning of the next great cycle or something like that, because like they were saying like a lot of the text that they were translating was either like it could be the end, or it could be the end of just the cycle and beginning of another one. So, I mean, I guess it turned out that it was just the beginning of the other one because the world didn't end.
Well, they were saying that a lot of the stuff I was reading on it was like people had that they think that people had it all wrong. The Mayans, once they got to that point, that was going to be cause for a celebration of the new cycle, and everything obviously that they had put in the calendar before would just
reset.
Yeah, so just in the same order, but
like the biggest New Year's Eve party you can think of, because it's like now this is the big one, the big cycle.
Like this is gonna be maybe a multi-day party. We're not just celebrating. We're celebrating all year long. Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of when I was reading this, I went in to go look up actual events that people predicted, and there were like hundreds of events, like in the year 400 AD, like they had all these events that people predicted that was going to be the end of times.
The Mayans, or just in general, everybody,
every kind of religion every kind of offset religion predicted like the end of times during a certain time. Apparently, like a certain date they had in mind.
Was it around the 2012 issue?
There were literally hundreds of them, and they were like ranged from as early as BC, all the way to like now in the future. Like an American pastor apparently suggested that the Jesus would return in 1988, and then within one new biblical generation, which is 40 years of the founding of Israel in 1948, he basically said that the rapture would happen not within 40 years, but within 70 to 80 years. So if Jesus came in 1948, then the actual second coming and then rapture, second coming would be 2018, and the rapture would happen in 2021. So apparently Jesus is around.
What cult did he belong to? What cult was he in? He had to be a cult leader. They all say that.
No, he was a pastor.
Episcopalian?
Yeah.
Maybe. He was just a pastor with this.
Yeah, he said, so he was just like biblical. He was arguing that, so a biblical generation, I guess, was 40 years, but he was saying that a real biblical generation is 70 to 80 years. So he was just like arguing the years. So with the founding of Israel, he was saying they thought it was going to happen in 40 years, when he was saying actually it should be 70 to 80.
I don't know, man. It just sounds like the world didn't end. Jesus didn't show up, so he's like, he was wrong, everybody. Yeah. It was really in a couple more years from now. You got it all wrong.
So he was saying that, Jesus would come in 1988 after Israel was founded.
Wow.
He wasn't saying Jesus was going to come. I'm sorry. He said that they thought that Jesus was going to come in 1988, like his church, but he was
born in 1988.
Oh my God. It's you. That's why your hair flows so nicely. You're pure.
Listen, God made a mistake.
But he was saying it was 70 to 80 years, so that would put that in the time frame of 2018 to like 2020-ish. So that's what he predicted back in, I guess, a while back.
Well, he didn't show up either in 2018.
But he has still a window of time.
He does. Still could happen. The math could be right still.
Yeah. Math still checks. It could work.
I don't know, man. You hear a lot of that stuff, though, especially in, like, who was that guy? James Jones? No, with the guy with the Kool-Aid? I don't forget his name. It was that cult leader that was like, oh, yeah, we all have to die now. We have to drink this Kool-Aid and then hop on a comet because Jesus is there. And then that's when we'll be raptured and all that stuff.
I don't know what that one is.
You didn't hear about that? That's why they said, what are you drinking the Kool-Aid now?
Yeah,
that's where they came from?
Yeah.
It was like a cult that they all like, it was crazy.
Drank the Kool-Aid and they all died except for the guy, the leader himself.
He lived and then went on to start, I think he got arrested.
Yeah.
And then after that he started.
Jonestown.
Yeah.
Jonestown. Yeah.
He made all those people commit mass suicide.
Yep.
Yeah. He went to jail.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. That's fucked up.
That's fucked up. Well, at least this guy's not telling you to drink the Kool-Aid.
Also, I didn't think that Islam had a set date, but apparently they have several throughout history.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier.
There were multiple. So there's an interpretation of hadith, and this is Sunni Muslim theology. So they said that they, in their collections, it expects the end to be in 2129.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, we're probably not going to be here for it. So.
Wow. No. So we don't have to worry about that.
That's what always happens with these predictions. Everyone starts freaking out, and they're like, oh my God, they said the world's gonna end in like 2120, and I'm like, we're gonna be dead.
Yeah.
Like, literally.
I know, right? I mean,
like my great grandchildren, you don't even fucking know them. No
or know that you're gonna have them.
Exactly. Yes, sterilized.
She has cats.
Yeah.
Lots of cats.
And then according to Orthodox Judaism, the Messiah will come 6,000 years after the creation of Adam. And then the world will be destroyed 1,000 years after that.
They were just throwing these astronomical dates out. This is like 6,000 years.
So that would put the desolation, so the beginning of the destruction, in 2,239, and then the absolute destruction at 3,239.
Wow.
So again, we're not going to be here.
I don't know, man. If you think about it like aliens, when that has 2,200 and something, right? Was it?
2,239, that's when it starts. It's 1,000 years of destruction.
We got, at that time, we're going to have lasers, we're going to have spaceships.
We'll be able to fight the gods
have
back.
Like Gundams and stuff, right? That's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, they get tried, this Jewish guy trying to kill us. You don't understand, we got Gundams.
Yeah. We got Gundams now. Gundam style.
Gundam style. Bring it on.
And apparently, so this is more scientific. It's estimated that every 100 million years the Earth is hit by an asteroid that's 10 to 15 kilometers in diameter. And apparently, that is enough to make the dinosaurs go extinct. So they think that this could have a potential same effect on us, and that happened 66 million years ago. So in 40 million, give or take, years.
It's so tough to... how do they know this asteroid's even potentially... it could around this time.
Yeah.
But what are they, every...
they have modeling. They're able to kind of track.
They can, but
based on anything that they know.
Yeah, no, not just that. It's
science tracks near Earth
collisions. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is it's not like after a certain amount of a cycle, this asteroid just lets one go in some star system. It just this is the annual.
Well,
end,
I think they're just saying it just happens. It's
more like a probability.
Yeah, the probability is really high within this. Hey, every planet doesn't get away with at least 100 million years without getting hit with one of these bad Larrys.
That
makes sense.
When we were looking stuff up, man, it seems like everything in space just wants to kill us.
Oh yeah,
well, we get hit a lot more than we quote unquote know about. It's just that by the time it reaches a certain point of the atmosphere,
burns up.
Yeah.
So you don't have to brace for impact. It's just
we get hit daily.
Yeah, we get hit
with out of extraterrestrial objects.
Yeah, some space rocks.
The only thing that can make it through is alien spacecrafts.
Or even
hidden by the government.
Or even satellites, right? Some satellites are just decommissioned and they just all right, let it just sink into the Earth.
Well, I think certain shit, some asteroids too, if they're not big enough or something like that, they'll just explode once they hit the atmosphere. Yeah. Because spaceships, they go that angle in.
The heat burns it up.
Yeah.
By the time
but I think it's some kind of I don't know, it has to do with pressure or something. Yeah. It hits it it's like a barrier. It's like hitting something because of the pressure buildup or some, I don't know. I'm not a physicist. I'm not a science guy. Just seen it in a movie one time. Watched a lot of movies. But it just seems like all that stuff in space is just so much shit out there. Everything wants to kill you.
But not just in space. They say within 1 million years that the Earth will likely undergo a supervolcanic eruption large enough to erupt 3,200 kilometers of magma.
Magma. Hot.
Very hot.
The ash is what kills you, though, right?
I think it's gas. It could be the poisonous gas.
I don't know. Ask the people of Pompeii.
Yeah. I mean, the ash killed a lot of them. Yeah.
And when I was looking up, I was looking up some stuff on that too, and they were saying if the Yellowstone, what's that called? Old Faithful.
Mm-hmm. Yellowstone Park.
Yellowstone Park. Yeah.
There's a super volcano.
Yeah, it's like a super volcano under there, and they were saying that if that erupted,
there's another one in the Northeast.
Yeah, it could. I think it was the one in.
It's the one that Yellowstone. It's more active, obviously, because of Old Faithful and all that stuff.
And they were saying that if that blew 3/4 of the United States would be like just covered with the ash cloud.
Yeah.
And then they said that it would rain down for so long it'd be like 3 feet of ash
Yeah.
in some places of the United States just from
Yeah.
Do you think that would be more like West Coast, Midwest?
Well, they're closer to the west.
It's going to be bad. I think.
Yeah, the mountains.
I think the mountains would stop
That's
some of
right.
it.
Right.
They said that like most of the West Coast would be like
Demolished.
demolished,
For the
but,
best.
but it's not just the West Coast. The whole Earth, because of the amount of ash that would be put up in there, would go dark. So like the whole planet would be dark.
Yeah. Because it's like all
And it would kill a lot of like animals and plants because of the darkness.
I heard that it would be like a straight month of winter. The whole planet would be winter because the sun it blocks the sun and then it cools everything down.
And just picture like no sunlight's getting through, so it's killing the plants, which the animals eat, and the other animals eat those animals.
I think you get some light. It's not black, but it's just not enough to sustain like the light.
Well, they say with a super volcano, is it like they're unsure, but I'm pretty sure like some of the videos I've watched on it, they were saying like it completely blacks out.
Oh yeah, while it's going off, it's still shooting the shit in the air.
Yeah,
especially
like you have a month of just black, and then the planet doesn't recover for like a few years.
I think they said at like up to 10 years for it to like really clear, but by then everything's dead. You're pretty much it.
That's what they were
barren,
saying.
Yeah.
It could be a mass extinction just in the fact that there's no food.
Yeah, because if you can't grow, maybe you have some. I think humanity would survive that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the planet would though. Like it's a wasteland. Anyone that did survive is like in a bunker.
Yeah.
With like some like doomsday prepper shit with the like lamps.
LED lights. Yeah, that are just growing stuff.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a place somewhere on the planet that could handle that. But once you get out.
Well, yeah, there's a whole city. There's a whole city in the West Coast that is dedicated to preserving like a bunch of high-ranking government officials. And
I heard about that.
It's the city itself is on like giant springs inside the Rocky Mountains.
Yeah,
and it's like a whole facility with like hydroponic rooms, and there's like a reservoir of water in there that's like completely sealed off.
I think that was shown in that movie Deep Impact.
Yeah, and then it's shown in Deep Impact, and I think it's in they had like a National Geographic like walkthrough of it, and the facility's made for like 5,000 people to like basically
restart humanity.
Yeah. It was made for nuclear holocaust, so like
what was it probably during the Cold War, right?
Yeah, it was made during the Cold War, so it was made for like Russia and the U.S.
like a nuclear winter.
Yeah. A shared destruction of both of them, just blasting each other.
Side note, did you hear about that? It was a guy I think a Russian. He had a blimp. It was a faulty blimp about the New York, like a nuclear bomb had gone off, and like he thought it was coming towards them. But
it was a nuclear sub. American nuclear sub. They thought they had launched a missile.
Yeah,
and it was wrong. And there was 3 guys in the room, and in order for them to launch the retaliatory missiles, the 3rd guy has to put his key into the thing, and he didn't do it.
Pretty much saved nuclear
all of humanity.
Because definitely would have went off.
2 keys went in. 2 guys were ready to go.
Yeah.
And then the 3rd guy didn't.
Yeah, and especially at the time, paranoia was at like an all-time high. So everyone thought like this is gonna happen.
This guy was just like, you know what? Fuck it. If it's gonna hit us, I just don't want the whole world to be destroyed.
Yeah. And he did.
Kudos to the Russians.
Kudos for the Russians. That Russian dude. Yes. Was he like executed afterwards though?
I don't think so.
Because I mean, no, publicity-wise, that's a hero, right?
Yeah. I think.
We're so good, the Russians. I mean, that's a good thing to keep that guy around.
Yeah. That's a good one to.
But the prime minister or whatever at the time was just like.
Well, I mean, at that time,
happens again. If that happens again, you freaking pull that thing in there.
I think at that time they were still Soviet Russia, so they still
that's what I meant.
They still had a reigning dictator. Yeah.
But yeah, he's probably like, we need to switch him out.
Mr. Gorbachev.
He's a hero, but we need to switch him out.
Yeah.
Like, next time, you can't have that.
He can't have the key anymore.
Yeah, he can't have the key.
You pull that trigger. So what's your favorite apocalyptic movie?
My favorite apocalyptic movie? Good question. I'd have to say probably Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Just through the sheer fact of how many times I watched that goddamn movie.
Yeah.
But there's so many good ones. You got Armageddon was awesome. I love that one. 2012, I like that.
Yeah.
Like so many good ones, but and then you gotta put in the zombie.
Yeah.
The whole zombies and aliens.
Dawn of the Dead. The alien movies are great.
Yeah, but I think
Independence Day
is an alien movie. Yeah,
War of the Worlds.
Aliens gotta be my favorite apocalypse scenario.
That's like your favorite way to go out.
Yeah, if I go out, I want to go out fighting aliens. Like that's I want to be on that generation.
Yeah,
that is like
those guys are the ones who repelled the aliens.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Either way, you either repel them, or you just like. You're like the Spartans at that point, going against like the crazy.
Who's that really smart Japanese guy? I forget what.
Kuwasaki.
Miko
Kuwasaki.
I don't know.
Something Oh, that sounds racist.
Yeah,
but
it was
Kuwasaki.
really.
I think it's.
What did he do? Like, what was his?
He's an astrophysicist. He's known for like.
Guru Kuwasaki.
He explains the three.
Look up. What was that big special he did?
Is it Michio Kaku?
Yeah, Kaku.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I knew it was Kawasaki. Heir to the Kawasaki Fund. To the great Kawasaki fortune.
You know what? It's close. It's close.
Yeah, Kaku.
That's like Bob and Rick to Japanese language.
Yeah.
It's very close.
He's super smart, and he basically had said, if a alien had the technology to...
Oh, no, that was Hawking. That was Stephen Hawking said that.
No, yeah, but he said it too.
Oh,
Stephen Hawking said, yeah.
He wrote a book on it.
Yeah, he said he said basically the same thing. Yeah. It's like, they both said the same. If a freaking alien, like, civilization had the ability to get here to us, and they lived like really far away, then they would easily destroy us.
They didn't make the trip.
We wouldn't even be like a... It wouldn't be a comparable fight. Like, it wouldn't be even the...
Yeah, it'd be a slaughter. Because the amount of technology you need to get from there to here is...
He said the only way it would be possible if, like, another alien race who, like, was, like, fighting against them came and helped us.
That was, like, in that TV show, Invasion. No. Was it Invasion? No, that's a different one. What was that other one? It was really good.
Oh, the one with the school teachers?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's that? Like the Earth Army and the
Fallen Skies.
Fallen Skies. That was a really good
show. Yeah,
I really liked that.
I liked that show too. Yeah. That was so good.
Yeah.
See, that's the kind of apocalypse I would be like cool with.
Yeah.
Fight aliens.
I like the zombie ones.
Zombie ones is cool.
Like Dawn of the Dead is one of my favorite zombie movies.
Yeah.
But I do hate how in the newer Dawn of the Dead they can run.
Yeah, that's never a good time.
It's not a good time.
You're not making it. You're probably not going to make it.
What was that one in on Netflix? Black
Summer.
Black Summer.
Yeah.
That's bad.
That is the most realistic interpretation of it's realistic in the violence anyway, but the story's kind of out there.
I was going to say, it's bad, but you know what's worse? The acting.
Yeah, that's true.
That's good.
In Black Summer, though, it's like...
I do like the movie.
They're like, oh yeah, they jump over the fence, and like the freaking zombie just plows through the fence, because like, obviously, a person could literally go through a fence like that.
He just doesn't... Well, the fence was... Yeah, right. But I mean, he doesn't feel pain.
Yeah.
He just full speeds into the fence.
He's like going to eat you.
Well, that scene was more funny because it really illustrates how like you really need cardio in that kind of apocalypse, because he's being chased for like a 10-minute sequence of like him running through houses, backyards, down a street. He can't shake the zombie because the zombies I don't think they get winded,
Yeah.
And then he's just, it was great because he's kind of overweight. And he's like really panting, and they really illustrate like this guy's getting tired. It's just a matter of time. But then the tension is, when is he gonna run out of fucking air?
Yeah.
It was great. I love that show. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it was good.
That's why rule number 1 of Zombieland is cardio.
Cardio. Yes, that's true.
Rule number 1.
And get the Twinkies too, because I mean, the Twinkies are out everywhere.
It's the little things.
It's the little things.
Thank you, Willie Harrelson.
I do blame him for that. I don't like Twinkies, but I want one now. The fact that I can't get it.
Yeah, that was true. And our taste test when we were looking.
We were looking to get it. Yeah,
we couldn't find one.
Yeah,
all because of Woody Harrelson, the Twinkie thing.
Revealing all the sacred rules of the zombie apocalypse.
So also in my research, I went and I found a list of the top most likely
apocalypses.
And I'll go through them. First, I'll kind of just list them off.
Mm-hmm.
So number 13 on the list was the Jupiter effect. 12 was a zombie apocalypse. 11 was a subterranean apocalypse. 10 was an alien invasion. 9 was the Methuselah crisis. And number 8 is a large-scale volcano. 7 is heat death of the universe. 6 is interplanetary contamination. 5 was an asteroid. 4 was a nuclear holocaust. 3 is a pandemic. 2 is climate change. And 1 is Cybergeddon.
Quick question. What lost to zombie apocalypse? Because that must be really What did zombie apocalypse beat for most likely? Because I mean,
zombie apocalypse,
undead rising from the dead and eating brains is more probable than the Jupiter theory.
Yeah.
So that's all.
So what is the hell is the Jupiter theory?
The Jupiter effect is it's a foresaw end of the world would come when all of the planets in the solar system are aligned, and it creates many catastrophic events, including giant earthquakes. One of them being the San Andreas Fault. So apparently, when all the planets align, and apparently it's already happened. So once they align, they expected like all these things, like tidal waves, everything, all this stuff to happen, and the world ends.
But it didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
So then it's
maybe the next time the Jupiter effect comes around, maybe that will happen.
It's a matter of time before that San Andreas Fault really does go off. Everyone knows that, right? I mean, that's.
But we have to wait till it's all aligned.
Oh, it has to be. I thought when the planets aligned, it was a good thing.
I guess not.
Have you heard of Mercury retrograde?
Yeah.
No.
This entire theory sounds exactly like 90% of girls on Instagram.
What?
Like, I'm a Gemini, so when the planets align, everything's gonna go to shit. Like, that's what that's like.
Oh, I see.
Exactly, and that basic bitch might be right.
You know what? No.
It's 13 on the probable list.
Well, you know what? 12 zombie apocalypse, though.
Well, in zombie apocalypse, they apparently say that there's microbes on the planet that would allow for something like the zombie apocalypse to happen. And they think that something could be biologically engineered to allow this to happen.
So we're talking like a 28 days scenario,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, more like 28 days later, or obviously we spoke about it before, like some sort of fungus or some other microbe.
That one scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
Like Last of Us is the same thing. It's the fungal infection that affects the brain and then all this other shit goes on. That one, fungus is kind of scary. So,
yeah, because there's fungus right now that affect many animals on our planet already, and like the one I told you about, the ants. So there's apparently a fungus that infects it. It grows and then it infects a ant, and once the little microbe gets into the ant, the spore it like takes over the ant's brain and makes it go and find other ants, and then it kills it, and then another spore grows from it and it launches and it gets tons more ants, and
so this fungus hijacks this ant and makes him go back to the little ant hole or whatever, and then now just sit here.
Yeah.
What's the name of the show we watched that on? What was the name of the show we watched that on?
Is that
There's a few things with that. It was one of them was The Girl That Knew Too Much.
No, it was like an animal. It was like an Animal Planet.
Yeah, I think that was
Lost Tapes.
No, I think it was that Dangerous World one.
Yeah, something like that. It's really cool.
The one
we literally watch it happen.
Yeah.
Oh, they show the ant.
They show the ant getting the
I've seen that too.
Yeah, we all watched it.
Yeah, we all watched it.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, that's kind of freaky if that happened to.
And they were saying in that video that there's like hundreds of thousands of these kinds of fungus that affect not just bugs but animals too.
There's some kind of it's a weird thing with cats, I guess. It was like some kind of a bacteria or something that cats produce, and it can infect someone's brain. I heard that on Rogan.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was weird. It's like the cat lady really likes the cats because like it's getting in their head and shit.
That's why I don't have cats.
I don't like cats. I don't trust them.
Yeah, I don't trust them either. But yeah, I mean, that's why the apparently that several governments, including our own, have come up with disaster reliefs based on zombie apocalypses.
That was more of a joke, I think. But I mean, it's cool. I feel safer that they have it.
Yeah.
You know, that's cool.
They have army drills, and apparently FEMA has a whole directive.
How amped are the people to be like, yeah, let's do the zombie
There's apparently like a 500...
That would be great.
There's like a
500-page
strategy / report to deal with the zombie apocalypse.
Awesome.
So they're prepared.
Yeah, I mean, they're ready for it. That's good.
They don't seem prepared in any of the movies, but apparently they have the preparation.
Imagine that news thing. Guys, zombies. The dead are coming back to life and eating brains.
We're ready for this.
For really, though.
For really.
For really. I love it.
So 11 was the subterranean apocalypse, and what you have to think about this is think about Rain of Fire. So something sinister underground.
Rain of Fire?
Yeah.
I was thinking Time Machine with the Molochs.
So that one was dragons.
Oh, Rain of Fire, yes. Yeah. I remember now, yep.
But they were saying other unknowns beneath the earth. Like obviously, like in the deep trenches of the sea,
Cthulhu.
There's still things that we don't know. There's giant creatures that we've never seen. So they're saying, as the planet changes, it forces some of these creatures to
surface.
Up. And we've already seen several giant creatures that we normally wouldn't have seen before, like sharks that we thought were extinct.
I think that was just more technology-wise, because now we get the cameras further down and stuff.
No, like they're coming up to the surface. Like there was a shark that hadn't been seen in like millions of years.
And it was up on the surface.
Yeah, and it was off the coast of Japan.
I seen that.
Yeah,
I seen that. Yep. Yeah, I remember that.
So they thought they were extinct, but they weren't.
Yeah.
So that was weird. And they were saying that they think they were like in the deep sea, unseen. I mean, most of the sea is unexplored. So.
Yeah, I think like a large portion of the seafloor has.
So that's number 11. Number 10 is Alien Invasion.
That's the one I like. That's the one I want.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's the coolest one.
That's number 10.
That's cool.
It's far up on the list, though.
It's on the top 10. I mean, it's like, I mean, it's like, all right.
And like I said, like if they can get here, I feel like they would just destroy us.
I think they're already here, Justin. They're already here among us. The
reptilians. Don't get us.
The reptilians. The
Nordics. Please save us.
They're the good ones. The Pelodians is what they're called.
Yeah.
The Pelodians.
Pelodians.
Yeah.
I like that.
The Pelodians. Yeah.
Rolls off the tongue.
Really? Rolls off the tongue. Evidently there is, I think, 13 that I heard on one of these things I was listening to. It's like, I only heard of the Pelodians.
The Pelodians.
The reptilians. They're really bad. And then the Greys are like, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad.
Yeah, middle of the road. You can't trust them.
You can't. It just seems like they want to whack us off all the time.
I'm just playing Jeff Goldblum.
I mean, really, they have like a large portion of alien abductions all have. Yeah. They're gathering either the female's eggs or getting jacked off.
Jacking off, guys.
I mean, how crazy would that be, though?
All right. So number 9. So the Methuselah crisis.
Methuselah sounds like Cthulhu.
Is basically saying that the population outpaces agricultural production, which eventually ends with people dying because there's not enough food in the world. And they cite several things like the bee population dying, which helps with large scale agricultural growth, and they're saying that as these creatures die, like the honeybees that we need, we will in turn lose production of farming and then die of overpopulation.
Oh yeah, what about like cloning plants?
I don't know.
Like if it did all go away like that, I'm pretty sure they've done it before. Cloned plants.
Yeah, but you still need nutrients and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, you need
natural is that?
Well, I mean, nothing's natural. If this comes to pass and we don't run out of food, then we're like living on lab-grown meat.
Yeah,
that tastes like spam, and I'll be real happy. And then you have like
It's like 100% meat diet.
I'd imagine. No, you can't.
They make asparagus like that looks like. You know how like they have all the
spam.
substitutes, like vegetable substitutes.
Yeah.
It's like it's just a spam asparagus. They make it taste like it.
Because I mean, at this point, it's all lab grown. I mean, you can clone a bunch. I think they've cloned corn and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, if they can clone a sheep, they can clone
I think
corn.
they can clone it, but I think they probably...
It's not as good for you, probably.
Yeah, and they also probably still need to take care of it, like with nutrients.
Oh, yeah. You definitely need you need to feed the plants, but you just need to throw some shit on it, and we got plenty of shit. We got
that one's dangerous, but the next, number 8, is the large-scale volcanoes, which we talked about.
We already talked about that, yep.
So obviously bad.
Yeah. And scary. It could happen. I don't think anyone's disputing that.
Heat, death, and the universe, and that is...
This is strange.
This one is apparently the heat rises due to the second law of thermodynamics. So basically the heat in the whole solar system rises, and it's like apparently a slow process, like 100-year process of us just getting hotter and hotter and then dying.
I think this is something that a real person that was really into climate change was just about, well, it's not just Earth we have to worry about.
It's the whole universe.
The whole universe is getting hotter,
but
this or colder.
This one isn't caused by us. This is just...
I guess natural?
It's just the... I think the suns...
Spontaneous, if you will.
Yeah.
Too many suns in the sky without them
all these suns.
Just warming up the place.
They're turning some of these suns off.
Yeah, blow them up. Wait.
The other one is interplanetary contamination. So that's there's 2 type of possibilities for that. So there's like say an asteroid hits and it has some sort of micro disease or something like that it contaminates us and kills us, or there's like a foreign object, extraterrestrial organism that like uses us as a way to communicate.
The thing,
yeah, like
or Slither was another one.
Slither, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Or the Andromeda.
Yeah.
Something. The Andromeda strain. That's
strain,
more accurate because that's like a sickness.
Yeah. So it's like one of these. So one of the 2, and I guess it's very possible because these microorganisms can survive on asteroids forever.
Yeah, they had some kind of weird organism too. You ever hear of the water bear?
Yeah.
It can it can survive in like the vacuum of space and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like something like that, but it's just a microorganism. They don't really spread.
So imagine like those, but like dangerous.
Like the Corona bear.
The Corona bear. Much more dangerous.
Much more.
Number 5 was asteroids. We already talked about that. Basically, one colliding with the Earth that's really big, destroy us.
Armageddon.
4 was nuclear holocaust, but I think
we kind of hit that.
We hit that, and I think we're getting past. I feel like other than bad actors, I feel like no big country would blow up another.
I don't think so. Maybe North Korea.
Yeah, but if they got one,
don't they? They tried to get one.
They just don't have any range.
Yeah.
And they don't have any satellites to direct them.
He knows if that ever happened, he'd be just demolished.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like,
I don't see any other superpower doing that.
He has no satellites to guide the things.
I don't think he's just.
Well, you're just gonna blast them.
Point it over there.
Just blast them up.
No, because he's got a gun to the guy's head that built it. Like, this better work. It's like, oh shit, I got no one. What do I do?
Number 3, pandemic.
Well, that's a little too close to home.
Yeah, a little close to home. They cite the Spanish flu being a big one, but it wasn't obviously an apocalyptic event, but it caused a lot of death in the world. And obviously we're dealing with the pandemic with the coronavirus now. Hopefully it never becomes mutates into something that's much more harder for us to deal with. Obviously it's already hard for us to deal with, and that comes from the equipment that we need, the ventilators. And obviously hospitals becoming taxed because of the amount of people coming in. So, I mean, the pandemic is like the closest one to home right now.
Well, it's also the shittiest one, really.
Yeah.
It's not a fun
You can't
apocalypse.
Come together with people.
Yeah. It separates everybody because you got to stay away from me, It's not Like the aliens, I like too, because that brings all humanity together.
Yeah.
That's like.
I know. If anything, this one's like stay the fuck away.
Yeah, this one's like brings you apart.
Yeah, it's like you
even
can't.
zombies to a somewhat of an extent.
Yeah, they kind of bring you together.
Because you got to fight the zombies, but I mean, then you're fighting over resources.
This one you can only
You're
fight
still
a virus,
hiding a
no
lot
more
from
than
the
5
zombies,
people.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Sure.
think you'd hide more from aliens than zombies. Because I think the zombies, they're just mindless. I mean, they're hungry, but the aliens are like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you don't want to be. You don't want to be out in the open with the aliens.
And not only that, I mean, the zombie is just gonna eat you.
Yeah.
Who knows what an alien interrogation is? Because I mean, think about what the alien abduction stories they got now. Again, you get whacked off for worse. Got the probes. You get the probes and shit.
Release me.
Yeah, that's way worse than zombies. You don't want to get caught by the alien.
Number.
You know what? I've been rethinking this. Maybe I shouldn't have my favorite be the alien.
I still want it, man.
Well, unless you want to get whacked off.
All right,
Sounds like you want to get
sound
whacked off.
like
Not whacked, the well-known term for being killed, just plain whacked off. Process. Maybe the same end result.
Alien monsters.
The alien terms are more instead of done.
Yeah.
Wax.
Like their translation is like they're gonna kill you, but their translation is whacked off, and everyone's like, "Huh? That doesn't sound
Whack
bad."
me off. All right.
All right. He starts taking out his pants. The guy's like, "What are you doing? I'm trying to kill you." Like he said, you're gonna whack
Then you
me
have
off.
it's coming out
Gotta
of
keep your
me.
promise now.
I'll do whatever I have to do.
Multiple people have died with their pants down.
And aliens are very confused. Again, though, evidence suggests that they would know exactly what they're doing.
Number 2, climate change.
Ooh. Al Gore.
Man, bear, pig. So this is basically climate scientists saying that in the last 650,000 years, there has been 7 cycles where the glaciers have advanced and retreated. And basically, this is the start and the end of the ice ages. So
I don't. You know what? That would
they
be
say
okay.
like basically all it retreats and it's like all water, then everything freezes over and then it resets.
Like living through that doesn't sound. I mean, it still sucks.
Oh,
It's gonna be
it's
awful.
fucking winter all the
It's
time.
yeah, it's gonna blow, but it's not quite as bad as zombies or aliens.
I mean,
feel.
it's from what it seems
Or a
like it's going to
pandemic.
kill most of the
Yeah, it's gonna kill
97% of the
starvation.
population.
I think that's more of a road warrior type scenario, but in a colder setting. It's gonna be like road warrior in this like
really cold World War.
I think that's where
And number 1 on the list, Cybergeddon.
Wow.
So this is basically with all infrastructure and agriculture, everything, our banks, everything is connected to these multi-layered internet electrical systems. If there's a cyber war, cyber terrorism, or cyber crime, hack division, it could put down the internet, causing global disruptions and then economic collapse, apparently. So they're saying if the internet was down for more than a couple days, then you're already looking at people can't get to their bank accounts.
Can't get to their Facebook.
Can't get to their Facebook. Now
Twitters.
they're pissed. They can't tell anyone they're pissed.
They have to actually go over their friend's house to explain how pissed they are. Then after the second time,
Then
they're
they
not
found
mad
out
anymore.
they don't have any friends. Now they're even more mad.
No one opens the door.
Then boom, Road Warrior starts. Now he's got to find friends who are also really pissed.
AI or robots never made the list?
No, it didn't even
Terminator?
make the list.
Wow.
The Cybergeddon apparently is the
Sounds
most.
like an arrogant human wrote this.
Yeah.
Sounds more like wishful thinking on me.
I don't know.
So apparently, but this one, it just economic collapse would lead to.
You know what? It sounds the most likely.
That one sounds the most likely, and I think especially with all these countries focusing more on cyber armies now, like getting
China, right?
China, North Korea,
Russia too. Russia had that big campaign thing against,
and now even more of these our country, a lot of European countries. Everyone's kind of building their own cyber armies here, and obviously, if something like just the monetary system goes down for a couple of weeks, you don't have money
money loses value.
Yeah, and you just don't have the money to go to the store to buy stuff, right? Your card won't work. The company that you work for can't even pay you, So it's like, how does everything breaks down?
Everything breaks down, and everything goes to road war.
Yeah,
but then it's just I don't know, just chaos at that point.
Yeah,
just social and civil unrest. Everyone's trying to just eat.
So what's your favorite? Has it changed from the beginning to the end now? Out of this list, what would your ideal apocalypse be?
I'm gonna take. I guess I'm still gonna stay with aliens because I think it would just be great for the species.
It'd be so awesome.
It would be pretty cool.
I'm gonna go with the zombie apocalypse. I just like the zombies. I like fighting the zombies.
I like fighting zombies.
I feel like they're a little less daunting than the
aliens is that's a big opponent. Like it's gonna hurt you. But I think it will bring humanity together.
I don't want to starve to death.
No, I don't want to
get burnt up.
I want to go out in a blaze of glory fighting gray aliens.
I don't want Bruce Willis to try to save me in asteroid. I just don't think it will work.
No, I don't think that you want to drill. Yeah, what was the biggest thing with that stuff with the Armageddon was it's easier to treat an astronaut how to drill than to teach a drill man to be an astronaut. All right,
everyone. Let us know what your ideal on this list. What would you rather deal with? I mean, they all suck.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, aliens could be fun. Zombies could be fun.
Maybe if it was Independence Day.
Yeah,
but
that's
Independence Day, kind of. Well, it's tough.
I mean, a lot of people died, but
I was thinking about Fallen Sky. Fallen Skies would be
Fallen Skies. A lot of people died in that too.
Yeah, but I mean, then you get to box those little spider creatures.
Yeah.
It's the only way to take them down. Gotta get close.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening, and please follow us on social media. We have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Follow us there. Follow us on Patreon. We're going to be offering everyone extra stuff there, and thank you again for listening. And like and subscribe to us, please. Thank you.
All right, everybody. Bye.
Bye.